they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
As a millennial with a habit of lurking on TikTok, Jessica Fain understood that skinny jeans and side parts were on the steady march toward extinction. But when Miss Fain, who works as a product manager at a large tech company, heard that some of her favorite emojis might also be confronting retirement, namely the laughing, sobbing face, she decided to seek the counsel of her junior colleagues. Quote, I heard that using this emoji isn't cool anymore, Miss Fain, 34, said. She wrote in a water cooler type Slack channel. Yeah, I only use that emoji at work for professionalism, she recalled, a younger employee replying, H8, or hate to break it to you, Jess. Oh, Miss Fain is old enough to remember when millennials determined what was in vogue. Rompers, rose pink, craft beer, Netflix and chill. Now she gets the foreboding sense from colleagues that her AARP card awaits. Subtly, yet undeniably, as generational shifts tend to go, there's a new crop of employees determining the norms and styles of the workplace. And they have no qualms about questioning not just the emoji use, but all the antiquated ways of their slightly older managers. From their views on politics in the office, to their very obsession with work. I feel very sure that I'm uncool, said Andy Dunn, 42, who co-founded the upscale apparel brand Bonobos. Once the uniform for a subset of millennial men. I've come to accept that. Andy Dunn. There he is. It's a fault line that crisscrosses industries and issues. At a retail business based in New York, Managers were distressed to encounter young employees who wanted paid time off when coping with anxiety or period cramps. At a supplement company, a Gen Z worker questioned why she would be expected to clock in for a standard 8-hour day when she might get through her to-do list by the afternoon. At a biotech venture, entry-level staff members delegated tasks to the founder. Oh no! And spanning sectors and startups, the youngest members of the workforce have demanded what they see as long overdue shift away from corporate neutrality toward a more open expression of views, whether through executives displaying their pronouns on Slack or putting out statements in support of protests for Black Lives Matter. Could you imagine putting your pronoun on Slack? Oh no. These younger generations are cracking the code, and they're like, hey guys, turns out we don't have to do it like these old people tell us we have to do it, said Colin Gwynn, 41, co-founder of the robotics company Hangar Technology. We can actually do whatever we want and be just as successful. And us old people are like, what the hell is going on? Folks, we're halfway through this article. 20-somethings roll their eyes at the habits of their elders is a trend as old as Xerox, Kodak, and classic rock. But many employers said there's a new boldness in the way Gen Z dictates taste, and some members of Gen Z, also known as Gen Z, defined as the 72 million people born between 1997 and 2012, or simply as anyone too young to remember September 11th. Now, folks, I do remember September 11th. I am not Gen Z. A lot of people think I'm Gen Z. I'm not. I'm not on pronouns in bio. What? Fucking Black Lives Matter. Who cares about any of that shit? I just want to eat my tomatoes and work on in my supplement factory. Zaid Ahmed, 22, founder and chief executive of the Gen Z marketing company JUV Consulting, which has lent its expertise to brands like JanSport, recalled speaking at a conference where a Gen Z woman, an entry-level employee, told him she doesn't feel that her employer's marketing fully reflected her progressive values. Folks, this is fucked up. What is your advice for our company? The young woman asked. Make you a vice president, Mr. Ahmed told her, rather than an intern. Yo, this is so good. Gen Z doesn't hesitate. Starting in the mid-aughts, the movement of millennials from college into workplace prompted a flurry of advice columns about hiring members of the headstrong generation. These young people tell you what time their yoga class is, warned a 60 Minutes segment in 2007. The millennials are coming. Over time, those millennials became managers, and workplaces were reshaped in their image. There were hashtag "Thank God It's Monday" signs affixed to WeWork walls. There was the once heralded rise of the CEO. Folks, this is fucking crazy. Are you seeing this shit? Millennials point out that for a generation of workers who entered the office during and after the 2008 financial crisis and felt lucky to land any type of work, it's unsurprising to see a premium placed on hustling. Gen Zers, meanwhile, are starting their careers at a new moment of crisis in the midst of a pandemic that has upended the hours, places, and ways we're able to work. A fall 2021 survey of Gen Z job candidates from the requirement software company Ripple Match found that more than 2/3 wanted jobs that will indefinitely stay remote. Go figures. They don't want to drive to and from work. They don't want to own a fucking car. and pay fucking taxes and fucking insurance prices and premiums on that fucking car. With what money, by the way? They don't want to spend 45 minutes to and from traveling to an office building for no goddamn reason when the work can be remote, and then spend that money on soaring gas prices. Go figure. Like, wow. Who'da thunk? The generational frictions are now particularly apparent in companies run by and catering to a largely millennial demographic. Gabe Kennedy, 30, founder of the herbal supplement brand Plant People, noticed, as he recruited Gen Z employees, that some had no interest in the rigid work habits that felt natural to his mostly millennial 10-person team. He and his co-founder were accustomed to spending late nights, suckers, in the office, obsessing over customer feedback and sharing Chinese takeout. What a bunch of losers. His youngest employees preferred to set their own hours. Folks, like, can I finish reading this? I don't know if I can. Anyway, so this is an article entitled, "The 37-year-olds are afraid of their 23-year-olds who work for them." Like, this went viral on Twitter yesterday. I can't get through the rest of it. But goddamn, what a world. Anyway, folks, welcome to Above It All. I am your host, the stupid-ass bitch, and I'm here for a show. And goddamn, all right, folks? Plant People, is this the start of the Matrix? I think so, yeah. CEO is peak girl boss energy. Well, before girl boss, there was CEO. OMG, I'm 37. I am not 37. I'm closer to 23 than I am to 37. But I am on the exact cusp of millennial. I'm the last millennial, folks. You know how, like, there's Avatar, the last airbender? I'm Andrea, the last millennial. That's me. Like, that's... Hey, I'm 25. I'm right on the line. I remember 9/11. What can I tell you? All right. Goddamn, folks, we got a fucking show here today. I'm going to try to do a nice show. I'm going to try to do a show that's, like, relatively not terrible. So, I apologize for the last couple of days. I've been, I've been going through a cycle. A spiral, some could say. So, again, every time I mention this on stream, I have the people that send me the DMs. And, of course, you know, you continue to do so. But, I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm just, you know, going through a phase. It's all good. It happens. So just throwing that out there, so that y'all understand where I'm at. Feeling decent today, and we'll see if I can keep the train rolling. I was born in the first year for millennial eligibility. Catherine, we're the exact opposites. You're like the previous Avatar. You gotta fucking, like, be one of those avatars that dies at the age of 15 because they're stupid. And then that way I can be the Avatar. I actually don't know what the year is. Oh my god. I feel it. I feel it. The beta version. Emphasis on beta. I mean, you got this Dogecoin thing going on, so that's good. I'm happy for you on that one. I need to like spend some actual time sitting down and looking for shit coins that are gonna like 500x. That's gonna be like one of my projects between now and the end of the year. So I've made a couple $1,000 on cryptocurrency over the last couple months. So I'm gonna like throw some of that into shit coins and see what happens. I said a new dog coin, to my understanding. The beta avatar. That's so true. So true. So true. So true. So goddamn true. Alright, folks. We're gonna We're getting my bullshit ready to rumble. Here we go. Oh no, there's a little strip over there. Okay, there we go. Boom. Boom. Look at that. That's incredible. All right. You're getting money from scamming libertarians. That's right. That's why I like cryptocurrency. I just assume everyone who makes a bad trade is a libertarian. And that's my headcanon. And so, get them. All right, folks. I don't even know what day yesterday was. Like 192? Yeah, 192, I think. God damn it. Yeah, it's 192. Okay. My brain is not functioning at a proper rate. So anyway, yesterday was day 192 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City, in the county of Pasquotank County, over the police execution of Andrew Brown Jr. that took place on April 21st, 2021. There's been daily marches, daily demonstrations in Elizabeth City for the last 192 days, including on April 21st. We have been out here every single day, mostly protesting outside of the sheriff's department, which houses the district attorney's office. Go figure, the district attorney, someone who's supposed to be an impartial, like, law-abiding lawyer, just happens to have his office inside the sheriff's department. Wow. There's no conflict of interest there. So we've been protesting every single day outside of the sheriff's department. Some days, especially toward the beginning, we would go all throughout Elizabeth City. For the last couple of months, the groups have been smaller. People have moved on with their lives. And so the group that is now going out there every day is mostly protesting through downtown Elizabeth City. That includes the public safety, aka sheriff's department building. So for 191 days, a lot of people have been making this a daily part of their routine. As you can tell, my voice is all fucked up. I haven't, been protesting that much for the last couple of weeks because I had to take an emergency trip to New Jersey to deal with a family situation. So I guess I forgot how to protest properly, and now my voice is paying the price. It's actually kind of funny. But either way, I'm going to try to figure this out again. I'm going to try to learn how to not make my voice sound like I've been smoking 30 packs a day of cigarettes. And I'm going to get back into it. But either way, folks, again, this kind of world that we're living in is horrifying. I mean, we're seeing a situation where there's been a cover-up engaged in this assassination, as with most police murders. There's a lot of stories for a couple weeks, and then everyone fucking forgets. But again, the people that actually end up murdering these people, the lawyers, the district attorneys, the sheriffs, the co-workers in the police department, those in local media, they all work in tandem to cover it up as fast as possible. We've got a local paper here in Elizabeth City called the Daily Advance. Now, it's owned by a billionaire who lives in Tennessee, but that's not important right now. The Daily Advance, all throughout the original, couple months of protesting, would almost every week print articles about why the protests need to stop. Stop protesting! Stop protesting! You made your point! We understand! If you understood, you wouldn't be writing an article for the Daily Advance saying why the protest should stop when nothing has happened. There were articles saying, oh, but they got Black Lives Matter painted on the street. They did it. They accomplished the goal. Black Lives Matter is on the street, so everyone go home. What? The body camera footage of Andrew Brown's assassination has still not been released. These 7 sheriff deputies that assassinated Andrew Brown Jr. are still working for the sheriff's department. But hey, they wrote Black Lives Matter on the street, so I guess we should just stop now. Local media works with police, that work with the local politicians, that work with all of these other groups and people to suppress and oppress information and the people that want to protest for a better world. It is unfair, it is unsustainable, and it is evil. And national media came out for 2 weeks and they were like, wait, whoa. These black people aren't breaking windows and burning down police stations? Fuck it, let's get out of here. And they don't care either. They also participated in the cover-up. They saw that there was no action. And so they left. All of 2020, they would constantly say, oh, why don't they just be peaceful? The Elizabeth City showed 192 days of peaceful protest and nothing happens. You get nothing. National media goes away. They don't give a fuck. Right-wingers who said all of 2020, the conservatives that were like, why don't they just be peaceful? They're savages, etc. Hey, we've been peaceful for 192 days. They're still sending death threats. People still got hit by cars. People still have been pepper sprayed by conservatives. None of those people have ever been found. The police told us that there's nothing they can do. The chief of police, Eddie Buffalo, saw a hit and run, witnessed it with his own eyes, and said, whatever, I don't really feel like doing this. This is Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and this is broader the United States of America. No one gives a shit. People will say, why don't you be peaceful? And as soon as someone is, exactly as they desire, they will shift the goalpost. Oh, well, he deserved it. He's a drug dealer. The fuck even is a drug dealer? The war on drugs started as a way to lock up black people and other minorities because they wouldn't vote for conservatives like Richard Nixon. That's why the war on drugs even started. So you're telling me 40, 50 years later that the effects of the war on drugs aren't racist? You're telling me that the world that we live in isn't shaped in a way based on the racist war on drugs? I don't care if someone is a drug dealer or a drug user. No one deserves to be shot in the back of the head as they are running away from the Ku Klux Klan in the year 2021. That's all I care about. And so that's why we've been out here for 192 days in a row. Because shit is falling apart in Elizabeth City. All right, folks. God damn it. I have been a little bit on a doom spiral lately, folks, and I have been making this known on social media. So, just throwing that out there. I'm okay for the most part. Like, I'm not gonna kill myself or anything, but But, I appreciate people. I like doing the show in the morning, so it's something that keeps me going. I'm alive, folks. I'm fucking alive. As well as freaking alive. So, all of those things and more are taking place. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in whatever scheme you've concocted, Catherine, so feel free to host a course in the Discord later. That'd be nice. I also have my own schemes, so maybe we can cross-reference the schemes. I love to scheme. I'm a schemer, after all. I scheme. Cross the schemes, that's right. Yeah, we're all getting suckered. Then Catherine's going to make all of our money and then ditch. Their last message is going to be, haha, suckers. A year long spent in this chat room trying to make friends so that I can scam everyone out of 500 fucking dumb dollars. It's going to work. I haven't done video game streams because I've been a little depressed. So I might try to do one tonight. I'm sorry if tonight I'm apparently debating Jackson Hinkle, so I don't know if I'll do one after that or what. I don't know. So we'll see. We shall see. Alright, folks, let's get into some news. This is some fun stuff. I love the news, folks. My eyeball has been, like, twitching uncontrollably lately. It's weird. Anyway, Trump has still not forgiven Kevin McCarthy for suggesting his censure after the January 6th insurrection, report says. This is from Business Insider. The relationship between former President Donald Orange Man Trump and House Minority Leader Rep. Kevin McCarthy remains hot and cold, with the former president leaking reports of personal visits by the California Republican, while also privately bad-mouthing him. Trump aides told the Washington Post when former President Orange Man was still in the White House, GOP House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy worked in tandem with the conservative administration to enact like-minded legislation in Congress. Immediately after the 2020 presidential election, McCarthy vigorously defended Trump's push to challenge the election results. What we need in this... I don't care. However, in the aftermath of the January 6th Capitol insurrection, and with Trump facing a second impeachment trial, McCarthy said the next week that the then president bears responsibility for the siege. Just basically, factually. Now, you can say you bear responsibility, but it's still, it wasn't your fault. You started it. You should have done a little bit more, and we can work on that. You can make that pro-Trump. You can say Trump is responsible partly and still come out saying pro-Trump. But that's not good enough for the Orange Man. The Orange Man needs full, unconditional loyalty at all times. I believe impeaching the president is such a short... I don't care. The GOP leader suggested the possibility of a censure resolution, which several Republican members introduced in the House earlier this year. However, on January 21st, McCarthy backtracked and said the Orange Man did not initiate the insurrection. I don't believe he provoked it, if you listen to what he said on the rally. Blah, blah, blah. Later that month, the GOP leader, who was working feverishly to become House Speaker in 2022, traveled to the Mar-a-Lago Club in Florida to meet with the Orange Man. However, a bit of tension remained, with some in the Orange world reportedly continuing to view McCarthy with caution, according to a previous insider report. The Orange Man's aides reportedly told the Post that the former president has learned to be wary of McCarthy's divergent interests, even as they work to regain congressional majorities in 2022 and with the former president's own potential 24 campaign up in the air. And the former president has not forgotten about McCarthy's proposed censure resolution related to the insurrection. He'll never get over that, a Trump advisor told the Post. It's really their main disagreement. McCarthy has also continued to support some of the Republicans who backed Trump's impeachment for incitement of insurrection. I don't care about the rest of it. So that's really funny. Folks, I wanted to cover this story. One, because it's funny. And two, because it shows that the Orange Man is trying to govern not just the United States of America when he was president, but his own circle as a tyrant, as a dictator. If you do not have unconditional, I'm going to kiss your ass and suck on your shit when it comes out. Loyalty to the orange man, you will be cast aside. Look at Mike Pence and look at Kevin McCarthy. And so as this guy is going to run for 2024, these are the kinds of stories that I feel like we should still be paying attention to. Because when he does run for president again, if he actually becomes president again, these are the stories that are going to fuel your understanding of how he behaves. So I'm just throwing that out there. Can we watch Tucker's J6 special on stream? When does that come out? I saw the advert for it, but... I had an eyelid twitch going on for like 3 months earlier this year. It was stress. I am extremely stressed, so that might be it. God damn it. Not officially Anastasia, but like someone should, like the kind of like, I'm gonna run, but it's not like an official announcement. He's probably waiting until after the midterms to do that. Stay hydrated, I'm trying. All right, folks. Meanwhile, in the United States Senate, insurrectionist and illegal Senator Ted Cruz is defending utilizing Nazi salutes at school board meetings. Let's watch.
I did a quick count just sitting here. During this hearing, I counted 20 incidents cited. Of the 20, 15 on their face are nonviolent. They involve things like insults. They involve a Nazi salute. That's one of the examples. My God, a parent did a Nazi salute at a school board because he thought the policies were oppressive. General Garland is doing a Nazi salute at an elected official. Is that protected by the First Amendment?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I did a quick count just sitting.
I love how the clip ends with, okay.
It is.
Okay.
So, all right. So, now, I can guarantee you. Now, it's possible one of those Nazi salutes was because they were trying to imitate, what they view as medical fascism or some stupid shit like that. That's possible. But to say that they're all like that, no, sorry. You haven't watched any of these school board meetings. I've been covering a lot of these stories with these school boards. I think this is the most important story when it comes to covering the aftermath of January 6th, because their tactics are evolving, and they've always been involved in getting into elected, places. They've always wanted to become like state legislators, working in municipal governments, city councils, right? That kind of stuff. And now the next big push for the Republicans and the GOP and the fascists is to take over school boards, take over school curriculums, and basically install like Hitler Youth style bullshit. And a lot of these school boards are getting raided by the Proud Boys protesting outside with guns, with armed gun, like they are armed with rifles and shit like that. Right, going in, doing like Heil Hitler shit completely seriously. Now that is a huge problem, but because of this dumb fuck, shit fuck country we have senators like Ted Cruz who violated the 14th Amendment, Section 3. He gave aid and comfort to those engaging in insurrection. He is an illegal senator. He should not be in the seat that he's in, right? He is garbage. And the Democrats are too spineless and beta to actually enact the 14th Amendment, Section 3. And so he's still there LARPing as a senator because he's not a senator. He's an illegal senator, right? It's all make-believe. He's pretending. If we treat the Constitution as like a law of physics or whatever, right, he's using a cheat code to remain in office. Except that's not how the world works. The Constitution is fake. The Senate is fake. These are all people playing a show on TV. And as long as you let them get away with it, they're going to continue to do so. And so we've got this dumb fuck motherfucker out there saying, yeah, Nazi salutes, no big deal. Who cares? And then the AG is like, yup, it's protected. Now again, if we lived in a world where there wasn't the rise of fascism, right, and someone wants to do a Nazi salute as a joke, I have no problem with that. If someone wants to dress up as Adolf Hitler and do a comedy routine, that's all good with me. I don't give a shit. I don't think that imagery like the swastika should be banned outright, right? Especially when it comes to comedy, fiction, acting, movies, that kind of stuff. No shit. But guess what? We don't live in that world. The world we live in, there's a rising fascist movement in the country. So maybe we should actually think about doing something legislatively about these symbols. We already don't have a First Amendment. That stopped existing whenever the fucking surveillance state started existing. So the First Amendment has been crumpled up and thrown out the goddamn fucking window decades ago, right? There's a case going on where an anti-fascist activist in Florida got more time in prison than any Capitol insurrectionist for posting "we need to defend ourselves" on Facebook. They got 5 to 6 years in prison for saying that we should defend ourselves from fascists after January 6th. That is more than most, if not all, of the Capitol insurrection protests. Or, what is it? Demonstrated, whatever you want to call them. I don't call them protesters. Insurrectionists. Right? So we already live in a country where you can break into the Capitol, try to kill Nancy Pelosi, and get less time in jail than someone who goes, whoa, that's fucked up. Maybe we should buy some guns and defend ourselves. Saying that you want to defend yourself is more of a crime than actually breaking into the U.S. Capitol. We don't have a free speech protection in this country. So if free speech doesn't exist, I would rather it not exist for Nazis. I would rather swastikas be banned. I would rather all of these signals and symbols be banned. If we're going to ban speech in any capacity, like we see with the Baker case in Florida, his speech was censored. He was banned. If free speech doesn't exist, we should think about who it shouldn't exist for a little more closely. So I wanted to talk about this one because I have a lot to say, folks. A lot to say. All right, folks, we got some news here. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm got some news. It's already 10:44. Where the fuck is time going? I have seen it. I saw the trailer or whatever that dropped. Fuck Facebook. Clearly you mean fuck Meta. Anyway. Richard Burr, senator to the United States Senate from North Carolina. We all knew that he was participating in insider trading around March or April of 2020. It was obvious. Everyone knew about it. And yet, he is still in the Senate. He violated the law. He violated Senate rules. And yet, he's still in the Senate? Huh? How many times do I need to tell you that the Senate is fake? The Constitution is fake. Laws are fake. If someone becomes a senator, they're automatically, by default, immune to being prosecuted for anything. I mean, fuck. Look at Donald Trump. Look at everything he did as president. And he's still walking around. But wait, the Richard Burr scenario gets worse. So check this one out. Burr's brother-in-law called stockbroker 1 minute after getting off the phone with the senator. After Senator Richard Burr of North Carolina dumped more than $1.6 million in stocks in February 2020, a week before the coronavirus market crash, he called his brother-in-law, according to a new Securities and Exchange Commission filing. They talked for 50 seconds. Burr, according to the SEC, had material non-public information regarding the incoming economic impact of the coronavirus. The very next minute, Burr's brother-in-law, Gerald Fouth, called his broker. You're not going to wait at least 12 hours? You're not going to do it in the morning? No, you're going to do it 1 minute after getting off the phone. ProPublica previously reported that Fouth, a member of the National Mediation Board, had dumped stock the same day Burr did, but it was previously unknown that Burr and Faith spoke that day, and that their contact came just before Fouth began the process of dumping stock himself. The revelations come as part of an effort by the SEC to force Fouth to comply with a subpoena that the agency said he had stonewalled for more than a year, and which was not filed long after ProPublica's story. In the filings, the SEC also revealed that there is an ongoing investigation into both Burr and Fouth's trades. It had previously been reported that federal prosecutors had decided not to charge Burr. Oh, wow, okay. By the way, Dianne Feinstein was on that list. Just throwing that out there. We don't live in a country of laws. We don't live in a country of order. You can break the law, but as long as you're rich enough, and if you play your cards right, because sometimes they throw some rich people to the wolves. Sometimes, as examples, quote unquote. So as long as you play your cards right and you're the right kind of rich person, like a senator, you're immune to everything for the rest of your life. This is the world we live in, folks. There is no law, there is no order. Corruption is in vogue in the U.S. Congress. Sounds like I'm getting in the wrong line of work. It does sound like that. That's true. That is so true. I got some dust in my eyeball. Some goddamn dust in my goddamn eyeball, folks. Should have studied grifting in school. Same. I didn't study anything. I just dropped out. Fuck that shit. There is no incentive to be a good citizen. That is true. As they say, nice guys finish last, folks. Imagine fucking following the law. Oh, I'm gonna follow the law. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm gonna wait for the little light to change to the hand before I walk across the road. Now, I don't agree with running red lights, but if you can make it to the other side of the road before the fucking white hand comes up, go for it, buddy. Florida mom says she was banned as school volunteer over participation on adult websites. Victoria Treese, 30, threatens $1 million lawsuit against Orange County School Board. I got a coffee ground in my mouth. All right. An Orange County public school classroom volunteer is threatening to sue the district over claims that she was banned from campus. So she can't even go to, like, it's one thing if they're like, oh, we don't want you in this specific position because it might be a public that I think is still kind of fucked up, right? Of course. But like, she's just banned from getting anywhere near the campus. All right. Due to her participation on legal adult websites, a news release from her attorney said. As WKMG in Orlando reports, Victoria Treese, who has been an additions school volunteer at Sand Lake Elementary School for 5 years, claims she was told she could not be a volunteer because of her participation on adult-only internet sites, including OnlyFans and the Adult Access section of Twitter. What is the Adult Access section of Twitter? Am I missing something? Like, does this article just not know what Twitter is or how it works? Or is there like an adults-only Twitter? Like, you have to go through the velvet curtain into the back room. How have I missed this? Can someone tell me? Like, where the hell do I find the adult access version of Twitter? I want to go there. Treese, 30, is the mother of 5 and 10-year-old students who attend Sand Lake Elementary and has no criminal history. Ms. Treese has never appeared on school property in any other than normal. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm fucked up. Mr. Treese has not appeared on school property in other than normal every day. School appropriate clothing. Okay, it's just a run-on sentence. As contrasted to her private online videos and pictures. Legal partners, yeah, good for them. The basis for damage includes denying her right to participate in her children's lives as she chooses. The choice of denying her chosen livelihood versus seeing her children or being able to volunteer. And, like, is she not allowed to pick them up from school, too? Like, what? And the ridicule she has suffered and will suffer as a result of being banned for no reason other than offending the moral sensitivities of another for what she does privately. Treese spoke out about her passion for volunteering in the classroom at news conference 3 p.m. on Thursday. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic and I'm having a hard time this morning. When I became a mother, they became my whole life. So I wanted to obviously be involved in every part of their world, whether that's at school, at home, and just everything, Treese said. So I knew from when I had kids I was going to be the room parent. Now, again, this is a benefit of being an OnlyFans person, is you work from home. So you can make your own hours. So you can be a school volunteer, as opposed to someone with a 9-to-5 who can't, do anything at school or whatever because they're too busy working somewhere else. No offense to them, of course. But again, this parent has the privilege of being able to be an active participant in their children's lives because they work from home. That's a good thing. We should encourage that. Anyway, that's fucked up. So I obviously 100% support this mother's case against the school. Absolutely. How's everyone doing today? Someone talk to me. I got people in the chat, right? Hello, the young socialist wolf. Sex work is work. Time to decriminalize it. The time to decriminalize it was long ago. That's correct. Moving the fuck out of Florida. I'm stoned. So am I, buddy. So am I? See, I drank last night too, and I'm not hungover. I don't know what the deal is with my body or like what's going on. People said that this would stop happening by the time I was 25, right? Like, I've been drinking a lot for the last couple of months, and I have gotten a hangover 0 times. As the title of this video or stream suggests, I drink a lot of water in general. Right? Like, and last night I didn't even really drink that much water. I didn't have that much alcohol last night, but I didn't drink that much water either. Right? So it's like I woke up and I'm just like, ugh, I'm a little high still, but that's it. Sucks. I want to have the hangover experience. I want to know what this human experience is. Like, everyone keeps telling me, oh, I got a hangover. I know it sucks, but I want to go through it anyway. I want to know what people are talking about. They've made movies about this shit. I want to know what the scoop is. I feel like a hangover is part of a experience that I want access to. At least once. This society sucks cock in hell, the young socialist wolf. Feels like death? I want to feel death. Listen to me. I have had alcohol poisoning. I have drank like fucking a lot of like almost a liter of vodka in a very short amount of time once when I tried to kill myself. All I did was puke it out and I woke up just fine. What the hell? Like I just want to goddamn come on now. I can't even try to kill myself and I can't and get a hangover at the very least. No, I woke up and I was like, God damn it. I'm still alive. I'm fine living my life without experiencing a hangover. I mean, I'm fine with it too at the end of the day. I just think it's funny. Any good book recommendations? When I write a book, I'm going to recommend that one. But yeah, I do have a good book recommendation. There's this book I read a while ago. I forget the exact name of the title. About how corporate America convinced everyone in America that eating fast food and processed food was good. I forget what it's called. Let me look it up. I thought it was pretty good. Yes, The Hacking of the American Mind by Lustig. That's a book I read relatively recently. By that I mean 6 months ago. I haven't read a book in a while because I'm a little bit of a cunt. Oh, there goes the I forgot I'm not allowed to say cunt on YouTube. Fuck. There goes monetization. It's over. It's done. Yeah, ever since the protest started, I haven't read much. I've got a book that I am going through, but it's like I'm on page 15, so it's like I haven't read much. Well, cunt is in the same category as racial slurs and gay slurs, Catherine, which I disagree with. So, if you say any of those, racial or gay slurs or cunt, it's in the same category. There's just no monetization. So, I know that affects Australians. My Australian comrades, I know, right? Bitch is in, yes, YouTube monetize... I got another eye twitch. YouTube monetization has a tier list, right? So it's damn, hell, those are you can find, you can say those and that's fine. But then you got fuck, bitch, shit, that's in tier 2. And then you've got the racial and gay slurs and cunt. And that's tier, that you can't say that at all and have any ads. So, yeah, and the New Zealanders. All those cunts out there getting discriminated against. I feel like cunt should be in the same category as bitch. Like, bitch is also a misogynistic slur. If cunt is like, as a cunt is not as bad as the N-word. I'm sorry. And that's how YouTube treats it. That, like, you can make the argument that, you know, the racial slurs for gay people aren't as bad as the N-word either. But, like, I would also say, like, not, like, you shouldn't necessarily invent a tier 3 and separate a tier 4 when the result's going to be the same. But either way, cunt is not in the same category as those two things. Cunt is in the same category as bitch, as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't even say that. I would say cunt is less of a swear than bitch, because there's half of the English-speaking world, like half of the world that speaks English, like uses cunt in a completely non-offensive way. So it's like, bitch is still used in an offensive way in those countries. And so in my opinion, cunt should be in the same category as hell or damn. But anyway. There's a fucking fly in my room. This motherfucker. God damn it. Anyway, let's move on. We hope it's not an adversary here on Earth. NASA leader suggests UFOs could be aliens. Let's get it. Let's get it. The leader of NASA hinted at the possibility that some UFOs might be extraterrestrial life forms or beings from an alternate universe this week. Bill Nelson, who has served as President Joe Biden's NASA administrator since May, said Tuesday he didn't know for sure what some of the unidentified aerial phenomena seen by Navy pilots are. He said, however, that we hope it's not an adversary here on Earth that has the kind of technology, bringing up the topic of the search for alien life and the mystery of UFOs as unprompted after back and forth about what would happen if a massive asteroid hit on Earth. See, now these are the good kind of conspiracies. Right? This isn't like, you know, ivermectin's going to cure cancer kind of. This is like, oh yeah, UFOs, they could be aliens. This is good shit. Before we leave, I haven't even talked about this search for extraterrestrial life. What do you think we're doing on Mars? We're looking for life. This is part of NASA's mission. That's what the telescope is going to be looking for. And there are other planets elsewhere where there is life. I'm sorry, my dyslexia is acting up this morning. Nelson said near the end of a wide-ranging hour-long discussion with Larry Sabato of the University of Virginia Center for Politics, I know what you've seen is what those Navy pilots saw in 2004. And there has been some 300 sightings since then. I've talked to those pilots, and they know they saw something. I mean, that's good that they saw something. I saw something. And then the other guy is like, trust them, bro. They saw something. I know they saw something. And they don't know what it is. And we don't know what it is. We hope it's not an adversary here on Earth. Right? That's the quote in the title. But anyway, so I don't care about the rest of this. But I just wanted to end the show with a little bit of fun. It's very possible that aliens are here. I want to say, now, I think aliens exist. That's 100% possible. Like, I think if you don't expect there to be any other forms of life across the entire universe, you're dumb. But I just want to say, I am very open to the idea that aliens have visited Earth or will visit Earth or are visiting Earth. I'm extremely open to that idea. Now, am I saying that it has happened? No. But I'm saying I'm willing to suspend my disbelief because it's cool. Like, what's the downside of thinking aliens can visit Earth? I guess the downside is you have less fun in your life. Like, the downside is you're a fucking, like, little twerp. Right? Like Catherine in the chat. I think it's cool. Why not? What's the downside of believing that they could visit Earth or have? What's the downside? You might look a little kooky. Oh, look at me. I already look kooky. So I'm already right there. So I'm down with it. I'm ready. Come on, aliens. That's on my 2021 bingo. Come on, aliens. Let's get it. Oh, my eyes are twitching again. God damn it. The downside is conspiratorial thinking. I disagree. I'm agnostic. You might hear the doodle downstairs, doodling it up. I mean, let me just tell you, after doing magic mushrooms, I 100% believe that aliens are possible. Anyway, folks, that is going to be my show for today. I know I haven't been editing the clips and putting them out in the same schedule that I was. So I'm going to try to dedicate some time to doing that today. I've been backed up on quite a lot of different things. So I've been kind of fucked up. Oh, wait a second. Let me talk about this. I didn't see this. So this is news. I'll do one last segment on the bib. The bib. Whoops. So this is the Progressive Caucus's statement on the Build Back Better Act. So let me read this, because I haven't. This is news to me. This came out last night when I was in my drunken stupor. So let me get this. U.S. Rep. Pramila Jayapal, chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, issued the following statement on the status of the Build Back Better negotiations. Quote, the Congressional Progressive Caucus just overwhelmingly voted to endorse, in principle, the entire Build Back Better Act framework announced by President Biden today. We appreciate the president's leadership and his commitment to getting this process over the finish line. He reaffirmed, as our caucus has month after month, that both the infrastructure bill and the popular Build Back Better Act must move together because they are a part of the same agenda. Today, we are reiterating our enthusiastic commitment to delivering that entire agenda to the people across America. So I'm pretty sure that this is good, right? Like, they're not referring to, like, a more gutted version of the Build Back Better Act, right? Like, I'm not sure, like, because, I wasn't paying attention to this too much when I was out. So I'm not sure if this is, like, they're endorsing, like, the 1.75 trillion version that Biden, like, capitulated to because he's a little loser. I'm not entirely sure. It's not clear, but let me continue reading. The reality is that while talks around the infrastructure bill lasted a month in the Senate, there's only been serious discussion around the specifics of the larger Build Back Better Act in recent weeks, thanks to the Progressive Caucus holding the line and putting both parts of the agenda back on the table. Now Congress needs to finish the job and bring both bills to a vote together. This cannot be accomplished without legislative text that can be fully assessed and agreed upon by all parties, including 218 representatives and all 50 senators in the Democratic caucus. There's too much at stake for working families and our communities to settle for something that can be later misunderstood, amended, or abandoned altogether. That is why the dozens of our members insist on keeping both bills linked and cannot vote for only one. I'm pretty sure this is good. I think this is good. I'm not sure. I wish they would just come out and say we're still supporting $3.5 trillion. Or even say, like, $350 billion every year over 10 years, because the trillion shit is so stupid. Members of our caucus will not vote for the infrastructure bill without the Build Back Better Act. We will work immediately to finalize and pass both pieces of legislation through the House together. So I think this is good, but it's hard to understand, really. Like, it's difficult to really grasp what they're talking about. Because, like, if they're talking about, like, the shitty version of a Build Back Better Act, then what the fuck? But if they're talking about the good version, then that's good. But it doesn't, like, that's one of the problems here, is the messaging from Democrats, especially progressives, is pretty bad. Like, the fact that I followed this shit very closely, but took like 2 weeks off because of a medical emergency in my family, and then now I'm trying to get back on the news and I can't understand what's going on, that's a problem. How the hell is an average American going to understand what's going on? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not entirely sure what the fuck this is, but I think it's good. I think they mean the original version. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. But either way, I just saw this, so I wanted to provide that update because I hadn't read it yet either. I might as well read it on stream and then monetize the clip, right? That's what I'm saying. That's the thing, Catherine. I don't know. I know that they gutted the bill, but does that mean, like, I don't, because they're doing this multi-track stuff, right? I don't know. It's very difficult for the average person to understand. Like, it's very difficult for, like, a political junkie addict who reads the news every day to understand. How the fuck is my grandma gonna understand this shit? So they are talking about the down... So are they trying to just get rid of the bill altogether? With this infrastructure? I don't even know what's going on. I don't know. I'm going to tell you. I'm giving you the news, and I'm going to tell you straight up I have no idea what's going on. I'm not going to be like, yes, and this is why, and I'm not going to do it, because I don't know what the hell they're talking about, so. Yo, it's raining. Holy crap. All right, folks, that's going to be the show for today. I'm in a lot of a better mood, and I'm going to try to get some work done on a lot of my... I've put a lot of work off on personal projects, other... monetary projects that I've got going on. So I'm going to try to do some work today. And so I also apparently still have this debate with Jackson Hinkle tonight. We'll see how it goes. If it happens, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen unless they bail, which is very possible. So, but we'll see. And I'll keep y'all posted as to when that's going to be. But either way, folks, thank you for watching. I'm out of here.
Well, first of all, I should say something about how we came to be here and why we're doing this, and then kind of what we had in mind. Originally, the idea came up of me debating somebody else on this topic, and that didn't end up happening.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend, from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise, an equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home, we have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are, God, I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes with parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help, they don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a very poor school, very poor school, is fewer spoken by the time they get there. There's so much, I'm going to go like the rest of them do, twice over.
Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the vote.